Another Money Moves episode is back, so let's go ahead and dive in to see where the millions and millions of dollars have been flowing in the world of technology. Phantom Neuro grabs $19 million to help amputees put their phantom limbs to use. Phantom Neuro, which is developing a wristband-like device that gets implanted under the skin to let a person control prosthetic limbs, has raised $19 million to fund its next stage of development. The startup has already hit a few important milestones for a medical tech startup. It has received 2 FDA designations, one as a breakthrough device and one for TAP. The latter is selective and is issued through the agency's Medical Device Accelerator program, designed to streamline Phantom's path to commercialization. Phantom claims that its Phantom X software, which lets it read those nerve impulses and translate them into the movement of the attached prosthetic, showed 94% accuracy across 11 hand and wrist movements in a recent non-invasive ASINT study. Phantom says when the strip is implanted under the skin, the accuracy is even higher. The company claims that users can restore as much as 85% of functionality with just 10 minutes of calibration. Autobach, a German maker of prosthetics and other medical devices, is leading the round as a strategic backer. Also participating were the company's previous investors, Breakout Ventures, Draper Associates, Lionbird Ventures, Time Bio Ventures, and Risk and Return, plus new investors, Actual VC, Metis Innovative, E1 Ventures, Jump Space, Mainsheet Ventures, and Brown Advisory. Other investors in the startup include Johns Hopkins and Intel. The company plans to make its tech available first for prosthetic arms and plans to add support for legs after that. The applications of the tech go beyond amputees, since it might also be used for controlling robots remotely to potentially use that data for helping robots learn to move in more human-like ways. Ex-Boeing engineer raises $6 million to give industrial robots a brain. Xaba, a company designing synthetic brains for industrial robots, has raised $6 million in seed extension funding to accelerate development of its open AI industrial automation platform. Led by Hitachi, the round brings Xaba's total funding to $8 million. Other investors include Hazelview Ventures, BDC Capital, Exposition Ventures, and Impact Venture Capital. Founded by former Boeing engineer Massimiliano Maruzzi, Xaba said its mission is to eliminate the often time-consuming processes of manual coding in industrial automation. Its flagship platform, Xcognition, replaces these manual processes with generative AI to enable machines to adapt to and execute tasks autonomously. The company's AI system is already used across sectors including automotive, aerospace, and advanced manufacturing. Xaba says it can reduce programming and deployment time by up to 80%, with features including real-time learning, AI-generated code, and adaptability across both modern and legacy equipment. So far, Xaba's platform has been deployed for applications such as robotic welding and drilling, large-scale 3D printing, and automotive manufacturing. VR attraction chain Sandbox VR passes $200 million in lifetime revenue, with 29 new locations expected in 2025. Location-based VR designation Sandbox VR announced that it surpassed $200 million in lifetime revenue as it continues its rapid global expansion, with 29 new locations planned for this year. A good slice of overall revenue is thanks to the company's in-house developed marquee content, such as its recent Squid Game VR attraction, which has generated $30 million in revenue since launch in 2023, contributing significantly to recent growth. Its fully immersive multiplayer VR experiences typically cost between $50 to $60 per person, hosting up to 6 players at a time. According to the franchise's prospectus, target markets in 2025 include the USA, multiple European countries, UAE, Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, Qatar, Kuwait, Egypt, Canada, Malaysia, India, the Philippines, Australia, Indonesia, Thailand, Vietnam, South Africa, South Korea, Mexico, Chile, and Turkey. Notably, the company says an average of 117,000 total players visited Sandbox VR each month in 2024, with the company projecting that average to increase to 150,000 this year as it rolls out new global locations. In more Money Moves news, Hammerspace, an unstructured data wrangler used by Meta, raised $100 million at a $500 million plus valuation. The company, called Hammerspace, has built a system to help AI and other organizations tap into data troves with minimal heavy lifting funding, and it's been seeing impressive adoption. Now with customers including Meta and the Department of Defense, as well as other very recognizable names, Hammerspace is announcing $100 million in funding to expand its business. The funding is being described as a strategic venture round, and it values Hammerspace at over $500 million, according to sources. Its backers include Altimeter Capital and ARK Invest, alongside strategic investors that are not being disclosed. Hammerspace said much of its growth so far has been through word of mouth, and it will be using a portion of this funding to expand on that more proactively with sales and marketing. Hammerspace previously raised $56 million from Prosperity 7 Ventures, ARK Invest, Pier 88 Hedge Fund, and other unnamed investors. The startup provides a way of making large amounts of data, regardless of where it lives or how it is used, accessible and available to an organization just when they need it and keeping it out of the way when they do not. Lyft to buy taxi app FreeNow for $197 million to enter Europe. Ride-hailing giant Lyft said it has agreed to acquire FreeNow, a German multi-mobility app with ride-hail at its core, from BMW and Mercedes-Benz Mobility for about $197 million in cash. The acquisition opens up the European market to Lyft for the first time. The company has only operated in the US and Canada since it launched in 2012, compared to its biggest rival Uber, which operates globally. FreeNow operates in 9 countries and more than 150 cities across Austria, France, Germany, Greece, Ireland, Italy, Poland, Spain, and the United Kingdom. The transaction is expected to close in the second half of 2025. In a statement, BMW and Mercedes-Benz Mobility said they would continue to focus on their core operations in addition to electrification, AI, and decarbonization. Lyft said there will be no immediate changes to FreeNow's customer experience, but that over time, new benefits will be made available to FreeNow drivers and riders. It said the two companies will focus on integration so riders can use either app when they're in North America or Europe. Capsule captures $12 million to build the next version of its AI video editor for brands. Capsule is upgrading its AI-powered video editing assistant for marketing, sales, and media teams following the close of a $12 million round of a Series A funding, the company announced last week. The upgraded editor will include new features like AI suggestions and support for real-time collaboration. This new version of its studio software will feature an AI-powered co-producer that provides suggestions designed to help brands elevate their storytelling capabilities. The new co-producer allows users to input prompts such as create a sizzle reel from our latest event. The AI agent then recommends everything from footage in the brand's media library to the sequence of clips, as well as suggestions for where to add titles and graphics. This will assist users across the video production process, the company stated. Another tool Capsule plans to add is real-time collaborative editing, making it easy for colleagues to work together. For instance, one person could focus on the beginning of the video while someone else tackles the ending. This joins the company's existing commenting feature that allows teams to chat and leave notes at various points in the video. This Series A round was led by Innovation Endeavors with participation from HubSpot Ventures and several angels such as Frame.io founder Emery Wells, former Twilio executive Frank Cois-Defour, Remp co-founder Karim Atiye, Instacart's chief marketing officer Laura Jones, and others. Existing backers include Bloomberg Beta, Human Ventures, and Swift Ventures to date. With this new funding, Capsule plans to hire more product designers, visual designers, and AI engineers to expand its sales team. In our next Money Moves news, we have OpenAI is reportedly in talks to buy Windsurf for $3 billion. Windsurf, the maker of a popular AI coding assistant, is in talks to be acquired by OpenAI for about $3 billion. If the deal happens, it would put OpenAI in direct competition with a number of other AI coding assistant providers, including Anysphere, the maker of Cursor, which OpenAI backed from its OpenAI startup fund. The acquisition could jeopardize the credibility of the OpenAI startup fund, given that it is one of Cursor's biggest investors, said a person familiar with Cursor's cap table. It's not yet clear whether OpenAI approached Cursor about an acquisition. Windsurf, the company formerly known as Codium, has been in talks to raise fresh funds at $2.85 billion valuation, led by Kleiner Perkins. The company has reached about $40 million in annualized recurring revenue, according to a report. That revenue run rate is much lower than Cursor's, which reportedly makes $200 million on an ARR basis. Since its founding, Windsurf has raised $243 million from investors including Green Oaks Capital and General Catalyst. Misumi acquires Fictive for $350 million to scale component offerings. Misumi Group, a supplier of mechanical components for the manufacturing industry, recently announced that it is acquiring Fictive for $350 million. Once the all-cash transaction closes, the global supply chain company will join Misumi. With the transaction, Misumi said it will accelerate development of systems that use artificial intelligence through digitally native tools built on top of robust physical infrastructure. The Tokyo-based company said this will allow it to build real-world products in an efficient and scalable way. San Francisco-based Fictive said its global manufacturing supply chain brings together AI-driven technology workflows, a global manufacturing network, and teams of local experts. The company's stated goal is to simplify the process of sourcing custom mechanical components. To date, Fictive said it has produced more than 35 million commercial and prototype components for some of the world's most innovative products across early stage and large enterprises in the aerospace, robotics, clean energy, consumer, and automotive sectors. Misumi said the addition of Fictive will help make its systems even better and more scalable, offering customers a single global platform capable of building an entire bill of materials with world-class speed, price, and quality. More Money Moves news. Redcar raises $5.3 million seed led by Khosla Ventures and pre-seed led by Humbition to launch F1, the AI sales agent that makes reps superhuman. Redcar, developers of the world's most accurate and flexible AI sales agents, recently announced it has raised $5.3 million across its seed round led by Khosla Ventures and pre-seed led by Humbition. The raise includes participation from notable industry and AI leaders such as Elias Torres, co-founder and CTO of Drift, Rob Goldman, former VP at Meta and Indiegogo board member, Stan Chudnovsky, former VP of Meta for Messenger, David Patterson, Turing Award recipient and co-inventor of Risk and Raid, Sequee Chin, CEO of Runway, Nancy Zhu, CEO of MoonHub, and many others as investors. This investment will accelerate Redcar's mission to give every sales team AI superpowers, starting with account research, prospect identification, and personalized outbound at scale. Redcar addresses challenges that salespeople face by building AI agents that adapt to a company's unique sales workflow. Its flagship product, the F1 agent, mimics the workflows of a team's best performing reps. By automating research, lead qualification, and personalized messaging across public and proprietary data sources, Redcar's proprietary AI platform, Agent Express, eliminates busy work and enables human reps to focus on closing deals. The new capital will be used to expand Redcar's engineering and product teams, onboard new customers, and continue rapid development of the Agent Express platform. Redcar has already seen strong traction with B2B teams using the F1 agent to hit quota more efficiently and effectively. The company also plans to extend its AI agent capabilities into adjacent fields such as recruiting, marketing, and customer success. Conifer locks down $20 million seed round for its drop-in electric hub motor. The new startup called Conifer has developed its motor to be free of rare earth elements by using more abundant ferrite magnets, which the company says not only reduces costs but limits supply chain risk. Conifer also said that its proprietary stator offers higher efficiency and power than comparable options while being half the size. The motor and Conifer's approach to building it helped it build out a $20 million seed round from a host of deep tech investors, including True Ventures, Mac Ventures, MFV Partners, and others. Conifer is initially targeting the small mobility space with its hub motor, which it touts as a drop-in, meaning customers can replace existing hub motors without any major design changes. It's going after on and off-road vehicles with 2, 3, or 4 wheels. The company says it has also found interest from lawnmower and tractor makers and even HVAC companies. It already has a handful of global customers and plans to start shipping production motors later this year. Somani said Conifer's motors are 1 of 2 orders of magnitude less complex than a car, which should reduce the risk of their approach. In addition, the company will deliberately introduce automation to the manufacturing of certain subsystems like the stator instead of trying to automate everything from the start. So that's just some of the money moves happening in the world of technology. I hope you enjoyed the video. Do me a favor, like the video, subscribe, check out these 2 videos right here, and stay tuned for the next Money Moves episode.